I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-minute convos where I help you create a brand of your own unique, real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good morning, Esteban Perez Bolivar. How are you going on this wonderful, beautiful morning?
I am very well. This is a very sunny and shining morning here in Europe, in Spain.
Oh, that's wonderful. It's a great pleasure to connect with you, my friend. Tell me, which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this time?
Well, I think that I studied a lot of military history, and I was a communication officer in the Navy on board the ships. And I am a great storyteller and a very good writer. I think that these are the reasons that we are talking now.
Yeah, most definitely. And the thing that brought all of this together was a podcast, and you being a podcaster, which is fascinating, isn't it?
It's a very beautiful activity. I melted all the skills and created a podcast about military history. And I want to spread knowledge to all the people that want to hear me, in order to to combat today's cultural darkness that is all over the world.
So when are you going to do that podcast in English for the rest of us?
Well, it will be quite difficult.
So who did you learn the skills of what you have done and what you've seen via the military?
Well, I studied at the Italian Naval Academy because the Venezuelan Navy sent me there in order to become an officer. And I used it to study a lot since I was a child. And the other skills about podcasting, I was an autodidact. And well, this is more or less my road in order to get the podcast.
Well, I do appreciate you having this conversation in English, my friend. You told me in our pre-conversation that you haven't spoken English since the 1990s, right?
Yes. Last time I used the English was in 1986, so wow. I'm trying to do my best.
Yeah, which is fascinating, because if you ask me to speak Spanish without even knowing anything, well, just a bit, right? Since whenever, I wouldn't do as good as you are doing right now. So I'm very thankful, very thankful. So you've done what you've done via the military, and you could have left that behind and let that die, if you would. Why will you continue to repeat that skill, nevertheless, of sharing what you've learned there?
Well, I think I use it to repeat that skills because I want to improve myself in first order, and with the podcast I found a very good activity where I can learn a lot of other things, and I met interesting people like you, Angel, and I get more and more listeners and readers too. I think that in essence, I have a lot of fun.
Yeah. I think that's the most important thing, that it is fun all along the way. Well, tell me one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years, Esteban.
I write. I write books because the podcast pushed me to the professional writing. First, I write a novel that my listeners accepted very, very well. And then I received an amazing offer from a publishing house in order to write essays, military history essays. And I was very busy in writing last 3 years.
How does that make you feel?
Oh, I'm like James Brown. I feel good.
That's good. That's good. What would you suggest to someone that's listening, someone that has that history in them, right? Why would you suggest they do what you've done by finding ways to communicate it?
Oh, I think that you can feel yourself useful. You can maybe you improve your culture. You learn a lot of new skills, like the internet skills, like you have to manage a very strange programs like the record programs, to publish your podcast in the internet, and make new friends too. My activity, my podcast and my books are connecting me to a lot of people here in Spain and all over the world too.
That's great. Amazing audience. Yeah, you could go ahead. Sorry.
Yes, I think that there is a famous quote from Zig Ziglar that
With
say,
love. Yeah.
Yes, I know that you like Zig Ziglar.
If you help enough other people get what they want, you will definitely get what you want.
Yes, there is another one that says, success is the maximum utilization of the ability that you have.
Yeah, love it. Love it. That's wonderful. Well, amazing audience. We are live with Esteban. Again, he is the podcast host of... Now, the name of it, am I doing this correct? Is it Zafarrancho?
Yes, Zafarrancho Podcast.
Zafarrancho Podcast.
Zafarrancho means general quarters or action stations in the UK.
That's amazing. All right, my friend. Well, hey, let's switch gears for a moment now, and let me invite you, Esteban, into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Esteban, what is your earliest childhood memory?
Oh, my earliest memory is a very shocking one, because it was during the 1968 Caracas earthquake. And I remember be carried in arms by my dad, running downstairs. All the family was very frightened, and that's my earliest memory.
Why do you think this memory is so clear?
Oh well, it's easy to know, because in 1968 I was 4 years, and our building was okay, and all the family was okay.
Yeah, that's amazing. So carrying you downstairs, was it like a shelter type of area that you went, or was it just bare downstairs?
No, we were running to get out to reach the street.
Or to reach the street to be safe in case anything fell apart.
Yes, because we lived in a very tall building, so was frightened.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, it is amazing that you are the individual that are helping others, or that you helped others protect themselves, or protect the protection that you've allowed to occur thereafter. Just like that building, it's fascinating that you've been that person and that you're still that person.
Yes, and there is another kind of protect. Maybe my dad and my mom protecting us, me and my sister. That I think there is another this is another reason maybe that I remembered that that particular moment.
It's fascinating how it connects, isn't it?
Yes.
It is fascinating. So if we fast forward to when you were 12 years old, what was your favorite song?
Oh, my favorite song is 1975 salsa hit from a Venezuelan band, La Dimensión Latina, with Oscar de León like a singer.
Right.
And the name of the song is Llorarás.
I love it. Love it. What does llorarás mean?
Llorarás means you will cry.
Intriguing. All right, my friend. All right. Well, my friend, we have arrived at our destination now. But before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. So it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Esteban, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Well, some of there I will pass to my sons.
Are you married?
Yes, I'm very happily married with Adelaida since 1989.
Wow, that is what? About 31 years? Did I do that correctly?
28, I
28?
think.
Oh, you Maybe. Think you're thinking. You're in trouble.
She's behind me, so I have to remember the day.
That's great. All right, so you spoke about children. How many children do you have?
I have two, one girl and one boy, well raised and independent. She's 22 and he's 20.
Do you believe in God?
No, I don't.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Oh, yes. I have one inner here in my city, La Coruña, and I think I had another one in internet. So I have the 1.0 friend and the 2.0 cyber friends.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
I just see half an hour a week, maybe, because I just watching Star Trek Discovery and Doctor Who.
And what about screen time, the phone and the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
A little less, about 6 hours a day.
All right. I'd like to know, Esteban, if you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents who you are, what would you say that is?
Keep you sharp.
Simple. So keep you sharp. Love it.
You have to use your brain. You have to think yourself and do all that you want.
Yeah.
Keeping your sharp.
It's amazing that you jumped on here and spoke English this way. You definitely kept sharp. A bit scary though. I would be afraid of you. But this definitely has been fun. Well, Esteban, my friend, before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
With my audience, I want to thank all of them, all of my listeners and readers, because they pushed me in this activity, and I'm very happy. And I think they are more than followers for me. They are my friends.
I love it. Esteban Perez Bolivar, thank you, my friend, for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Stay tuned for more from our advertisers.
Diabetes is a mountain pandemic. It's a disease that's not acute but chronic. Similar to this rhyming method, I have simplified the definition, the signs and symptoms, and the complications of diabetes for both adults and children in my books, Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes, and The ABCs of Diabetes for Children. These books are available on Amazon.com, and for more information, you can visit my website, poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.